I'm Tanya Snuggs, and these are some of the stories making the Evening Standard's front page. The Health Secretary Matt Hancock says ministers want to eventually ditch social distancing laws and move to personal responsibility, as Boris Johnson hailed the government's roadmap out of lockdown in England as a way to make lives incomparably better. Yesterday, the PM announced a number of key dates for the reopening of schools, pubs, hospitality, travel and weddings, and today has said he's very optimistic that he'll be able to fully remove all restrictions in the country on the 21st of June. But he warned nothing can be guaranteed.
I'm hopeful, but obviously nothing can be guaranteed, and it all depends on the way we continue to be prudent and continue to follow the guidance in each stage. And that's why it's so important to proceed in the cautious way that we are. We can really look at that June 21st date with some optimism. I think that's how I'd put it. That I'm very optimistic that we'll be able to get there.
Some have criticised his plan, which will allow UK self-catering holidays from the 12th of April, as too slow, but he's defended his cautious but also irreversible approach, arguing he won't be buccaneering with people's lives. Meanwhile, speaking to Times Radio, Mr Hancock says part of the plan is to encourage people to make their own decisions on how to approach socialising, rather than having laws that get in the way of normal life. But he also added that eradication of the virus is unfortunately not possible, so we're all going to have to learn to live with it, as we do the flu. But desperate business leaders have today accused Boris Johnson of ignoring a clear and present danger to shattered city centres after he predicted they would bounce back when the pandemic is over. Struggling sectors, from pubs and restaurants to theatres and travel, said there was a risk of great cities like London, Manchester and Birmingham being left hollowed out by the crisis. From politicians, including former Tory Cabinet Minister Justine Greening, there were warnings that city centres should not be taken for granted. Kate Nichols, Chief Executive of UK Hospitality, has called for a plan to repair all the great cities and warned that without it, there was a serious threat that London's central activity zone will be hollowed out and our economic and social capital diminished, saying that London and our major cities will simply not bounce back. Mr Johnson's rejected the comments as pessimism and insisted they would bounce back along with the rest of the economy once we've got this roadmap delivered. Well, travel firms say holiday bookings have surged after the government revealed details about easing restrictions in England. Hotels can reopen and foreign travel will be permitted from the 17th of May at the earliest, with the PM saying it'll give us time to make plans for the summer. TUI says they've had their best day of bookings in more than a month, with strong interest in Greece, Spain and Turkey. EasyJet says bookings by UK customers were more than 4 times higher compared with the same period during the previous week after the government's announcements. August is the most booked month, followed by July and September. And Prince Harry and Meghan have made their first appearance since confirming they're expecting a second child in a Spotify event to plug their upcoming podcast. The couple, who've now been stripped of their patronages by the Queen, confirmed the pregnancy on Valentine's Day. Since taking a step back from royal duties, the couple have embarked on numerous partnerships, including a rumoured multi-million-pound deal with Netflix, a podcast series with Spotify, and the launch of the Archwell Foundation. In the Spotify event, over a backdrop of a pristine white beach, Meghan says they want to use podcasts to drive powerful conversations. Harry then added that they want to inspire, challenge and educate. It comes days after Buckingham Palace released a stinging statement revealing that the Queen had confirmed Harry and Meghan were stepping down from their roles.